Let's talk Jerome Powell, the Fed, and expectations, because guess what? The market flipped. Traders have no freaking clue. We're also going to talk about scams and rug pulls because there's 3 of them going on by the same person. Come on now, everyone. We've also got Cardano passing ETH, but I think someone's reaching, and you're going to understand my assessment. And just maybe if you're lucky, we'll throw in some nudes. Nah, I'm kidding. I can't back that up. Bitcoin sitting at 26,960, ETH 1882, XRP in the green up 1.87 to 51.4. Gonna do a video a little later today on XRP. I just want to see a few news events shake out. A little bit of employment stuff. XLM sitting at 9.1, down 0.64 last 24 hours. ADA continues to grow while ETH remains somewhat stagnant. Now, I'm not talking about price, I'm talking about development, but I'm going to take this another step further, okay? Gambardello highlighted that Cardano was ranked 3rd in terms of the number of notable GitHub commits over the last 30 days. In this regard, ADA outperformed ETH, which was ranked 10th on the list, all right? This came from Dan Gambardello, a YouTuber out there that does videos regarding this stuff. Now, I get where Dan is coming from, but GitHub commits, I mean, that's like in the incubation phase, right? I mean, we're not even in the hitting the ground really phase. I mean, we still need these projects to turn into businesses that make money, right? If a business isn't making money, that means you're just throwing money down a hole. Would you invest in a business that you're just throwing money away, just throwing? So I get the optimism regarding, hey, there's a lot of things on GitHub getting written. I get it, posted, commits. Awesome. But I mean, a lot of the projects that we've talked about over the last few years, they need to start churning some money. I saw a stat out there and it shocked me. It was something about like, it was something about close to a handful of new people every day to that platform. And I thought to myself, okay, if you're only getting that many people, right? Like, how are you making money? Or are you working for free? Like, you get what I'm saying here? So I get the optimism, but we have to start seeing these businesses turn products into profit. Otherwise, what's the point? Are you guys donating? Like, is that what the deal is? So let's kind of keep that stuff in mind. When people start talking project, let's start thinking, no, what's real businesses? Missing multi-chain CEO is causing ripples across the industry. This is a kind of jacked up story here. Blockchain industry is grappling with the consequences of a sudden absence of multi-chain CEO, the prominent figure behind the largest blockchain bridge in assets. As a result, services for several chains have been interrupted, prompting security experts and industry founders to express concerns about repercussions of other chains, right? So this guy goes missing, and guess what? They put a block on stuff. I mean, I'm sure he's privy to some juicy information. But is there insurance for these people? Like, if you're on some of these chains that are affected, or money that's affected, assets that are affected, you know, with any of these protocols, are you insured? Just curious about that, because I mean, like, that's kind of one of the big things that's keeping a lot of big money out of crypto, is there's no version of FDIC insurance. So that's kind of something just to keep in mind here. Sad story, you hope for the best, but everyone now is like speculating what the hell happened. Updates, if you just hit the subscribe button, or if you're already subscribed, which almost like half of you are, you'll see it, because I'll probably do a video on the update. To cut or raise, the dilemma that the Fed will benefit Bitcoin. Well, it's what the Fed does. We know the Fed is going to be hitting us with more, right? Question is, are they going to be taking a pause this month, or are they going to be hitting us with this month and taking a pause on the next meeting? Hayes has been expecting aggressive upward price action for Bitcoin in 2023, but the cryptocurrency has deviated from this trajectory despite favorable winds. However, Hayes claims that the hopes for Bitcoin reaching new highs remain, even going as far to predict that the real bull market will begin later this year. For now and until quarter 3 or 4 this year, the cryptocurrency will likely continue trading sideways. Well, if the real bull market will begin later this year, and you say for now and until quarter 3, quarter 4, the cryptocurrency will likely continue sideways, then that's not a bull market. No idea here. I just throwing it out there that Hayes, Arthur Hayes, unless this is quoted wrong, that just does not make sense. So, I mean, he's basically saying, for now until the rest of the year, we'll likely trade sideways, but he says the real bull market will begin later this year. Okay, I get it. Whatever. So, anyways, the whole thing with the Fed, let's actually do it. Let's take a look at what the current expectations are for the Fed rate hikes. And the big question is, have you looked at them lately? This and all the other articles will be linked in the description below. You're welcome to check this out. Market completely flipped again. Yes, the people that make money on the CME, a little Fed action here. Current rate is 500 to 525. Guess what, everyone? 69% of traders out there are like, yo, we're thinking we're going to take a pause right now and get hit later. Here's the craziness about that. These results were actually the opposite a week ago. Yes, 26th of May, just the opposite. You had 64% saying, yes, we're going to get a rate hike. Now you've got 69% nice saying, no, we're not. You're seeing like a split. I mean, that is like almost a perfect split swing between the two. So holy crap, right now, the market is still trying to digest what Jerome Powell and the Fed are doing. That's why you're seeing the majorities of these cryptos here pretty much go sideways, right? You do see some outliers out there that are making some good pops right now. But when I'm talking about Bitcoin going sideways, yeah, it's because there's no clear indication right now of what the heck there is to expect. My expectation has always been, and you can check my earlier videos, and even if I'm wrong, I'm still coming out and saying it. My earliest expectation, okay, that I had as soon as the last meeting happened, was that Jerome Powell was going to hit us with yet another quarter to ensure prices go down. It's always, because he said it, at every meeting he said it. He's always been like, you know what? We are doing whatever we have to get the target rate back down to 2.0. And look at where we're at. I mean, come on. All right, crypto exit scams surpassed DeFi exploits. Holy crap. In May, over 45 million in losses compared to 17. Well, that's good news, obviously. I want to bring this up, right, with scams in rug pulls, all right? You're not seeing like the crazy super chain ones where they're blowing out 500 million. You're not seeing that too much, but you're seeing a lot of these smaller ones get hit. So Biosin reveals that exit scams and rug pulls accounted for over 45 million across 6 incidents, while DeFi protocol attacks resulted in 19 million losses. Again, just like I said in the earlier article. Are you insured for this? I mean, otherwise, that's a lot of juice, and is it worth the squeeze? The squeeze isn't paying out right now. That's a lot of juice, especially if you're not insured. So now what happens to the 45 and 19.7 million? All right, here's that tweet. All right, my Twitter stuff will be linked down below as well. Declining losses. Money involved in security incidents continued to decrease for 2 months. In May, 22 incidents occurred, resulting in losses of approximately 19.69 million, a 79% drop compared to April. That's actually really, really good. But again, what about those people that have gotten hit on here? Are they insured? And speaking of, what about Ben.eth? That's all over the place in the cryptoverse right now. You've got 3 different projects: Ben, Psyop, and Loyal. Rugs. And what's messed up is he's open about it, just like Abraham Eisenberg was with Mango Markets, and they went after him. They got him, a few months ago. Thing that we got going on is we still have a lot of uncertainty in the crypto market. And some of the biggest uncertainty, some of the things that we could easily fix would be getting insurances, right? But think of what the premiums would be because of how many hacks and exploits there are. That's kind of the problem with an emerging industry, right? There is definitely going to be a ton of exploitation going on. Whether it's internal or external, you're going to see it across the board in any new industry before regs come in. Better security advising. I mean, Certic did a whole bunch of verifications that turned out to be scams. So, I mean, if your auditing companies aren't catching them, come on now. And if people are still falling for 3 from the same person, I get it. Fool me once, fool me twice, right? Fool me a third time, what am I doing wrong? But we still need to protect people out there that aren't as savvy. And I think one of the best things we could do is make an industry standard insurance similar to FDIC. Something to give people protection. We could start with a small limit and be like, hey, look, so if you're getting in on the small end, we'll at least protect you with that. We'll start protecting the people maybe that don't have as much to put in. Some sort of protection. Just spitballing an idea out there. Let me know what you think about that down below. Me, I am just choking down this pre-burn. This is now my second one. Part of my deload week. I have pushed myself training-wise crazy. I honestly wish I should have filmed a bunch because I did a lot of cool stuff. There was one day I actually did 6 workouts. I did what they call 2 or 4 bricks in a workout, and it just kicked my butt. And so now I'm deloading. And by the way, the bricks are, what I did was I would run a couple miles, I would bike for like 12, and then run a couple miles. And I would literally go from 1 to 1 to 1. Then like later on in the day, I did the exact same workout bike-wise, except I cut my run in half. So I peeled it back. So yeah, it was 6 different workouts in one day. So I'm deloading this week now, but I'm using the pre-burn to help flush stuff out, kind of keep the blood flowing and whatnot, taking lots of walks. A few more weeks until race season starts, and oh, it's going to be a lot of fun this year.